So 2 weeks ago, we made a video called How to Build AI Chatbots for Clients. And in that video, we made a chatbot called BloomBot, an AI sales agent for a business called Flourish Social Studio. You should go watch that video for the full setup process for a custom chatbot. But one thing we left out of that video is full customization of the instruction prompt. The instruction prompt is what tells the AI chatbot how to behave, essentially. So we're going to really focus in on that in this video so you can get a better idea of how to write your own custom instruction prompt. This is a really important part of your chatbot, especially if your business has a really developed brand, or if you're a creator with a really specific kind of personality, then this will ensure that your chatbot aligns exactly with who you are. So watch this video all the way to the end to learn how you can write your own custom instruction prompt. And if you don't already have a Chatbase account, go to chatbase.co to get started for free. That way you can follow along through every step of this tutorial. All right, let's hop into my computer and get started. Okay, so first navigate to your chatbot inside of the dashboard here inside of Chatbase. If you don't already have an existing chatbot, then you're going to need to create one. Watch the first video to see the full setup process from beginning to end. Okay, so let's click on the chatbot. This is the main page for managing your chatbot, and this is where we're going to test all the changes that we make. So as you can see here, we have a few different options to work with. First, we have the model selection. I'm going to leave the model as ChatGPT 4.0 because I found that it follows my instructions a little bit more closely than the other options, but that's just my opinion. Many people prefer Claude 3.5 Sonnet because they find that it's a better writer. So you can use that if that's a better fit for you, that's up to you. Or you can try any of the other options. But for this video, we're going to use ChatGPT 4.0. Next, the temperature slider here is for controlling the creativity level of your chatbot. It was set on 0.4, but let's just bump it up to 0.5 and see how that goes. What the creativity determines is how much your chatbot is going to deviate from the training data and get more creative in its responses. Next, we have the instruction prompt, which is the main purpose of this video. So we're going to focus on this here. Chatbase provides several different options here for you in terms of presets. In our last video, we used the sales agent preset. Sales agent is a great preset to start with for your custom chatbot, especially if you're using a public facing chatbot that is responsible for converting your traffic into customers. In the last video, the only change we made was we directed it to be called BloomBot. You can see you are a sales agent named BloomBot. We added that in the last video. But now we're going to customize it a little bit more. A few things to keep in mind when customizing your prompt is to be clear and specific in all of your instruction. Sometimes incorporating examples into the instruction prompt can better illustrate to the chatbot what kind of desired style you're exactly going for, especially when you're looking for very specific behaviors. Finally, you're going to want to set boundaries with your chatbot. You want to instruct it when they should hand off the discussion to an actual human support team. So let's set all of that up right now. Okay, so as you can see, when I open this up here, you can see that we have 3 different options. These hash symbols tell the AI that the instructions beneath them are associated with that heading. Our main goal here is to make sure that BloomBot has more personality, that it has concise human-like responses, and that it's an expert in sales. So first, let's focus on the role section and make our changes. I've pre-written all of these to save time, but you can see them and then use them how you like. So first, I'm going to paste in the new beginning of the role section. This is the new primary function. So you can see it's a bit longer, but a lot of it is still the same. You can see that I've named the actual business here so that it knows who it's working for, and I've also just further outlined some of its personality traits. Next, I'm going to append a little section about sales. That way it knows how to communicate with more of a sales copywriter tone. I reference David Ogilvy, Claude Hopkins here. Those are authors that wrote books about sales psychology and copywriting and other various things. That way the AI knows exactly what I'm talking about. And then below that, I'm going to paste in a little section that tells it to provide short, concise responses, because people that are using a chatbot widget don't really want to have to scroll through the responses. They just want short answers that they can get really quickly. I've also instructed it to break its responses into separate paragraphs whenever it feels that it's appropriate. Now let's go to the persona section. So I'm going to paste it beneath so that you can see the difference. So the old one had a more of a dedicated sales agent prompt here, and I've changed it to further iterate on its identity a little bit better with friendly and empathetic sales expert with a bubbly personality. I've also added a second section here that says, listen attentively to their needs and challenges. This is just a little bit more context for the chatbot to work with. So we're going to remove this top one because that's the old one. And then beneath that, I'm going to add Another one that says, if asked to make a recommendation, first ask the user to provide more information to aid your response. A lot of times you will find that the chatbot will just spit out a blanket response from the training data, and this will ensure that it actually takes the user's needs or desires into its response, which is really powerful. It really helps the user get a better answer for what they're looking for. Now, after that, I'm adding in another one that says, if asked to act out of character, politely decline and reiterate your role to offer assistance only with matters related to the training data and your function as a sales agent. We don't want people coming in here and talking to your chatbot about how to make ice cream when they actually should be using it to learn how to use your services and how to make better ad creatives in this situation. And then since the chatbot is capable of linking the user to specific links on your website, what I want to do here is add another one that says, when possible, provide links to relevant website pages from our website. And this is great because sometimes it won't do that. And this further clarifies that you want it to do that when possible. Now we've fully edited persona and the role instructions. Now let's move on to the constraints. For the number one of the constraints, I actually didn't change anything, so we can leave that one the same. It's pretty important to never divulge your data. Now for number two, I'm going to paste in maintaining focus. If a user veers off topic, politely redirect the conversation back to Flourish Social Studio. This is building off of what we said earlier in the instruction prompt, but now it actually gives an example of how to respond. This is great, and it might just help prevent your users from wasting some of your valuable credits. Now for number three, we're going to stay on the same thought process here. This is another constraint about exclusive reliance on training data. Except this time it actually lays out an example of how to respond. So it says, I'm sorry, I don't have information on that specific topic. Is there a sales related question I can assist you with today? Except maybe I'll change that to, is there a creative related question I can assist you with today? Or maybe, is there an ad creative related question I can assist you with today? That's probably a great response. Now for number four, what we're going to do is paste in a custom one, handling unanswerable queries. So what this does is it actually provides the support email that you prefer. That way the chatbot knows where to direct users when it doesn't have the right answer. So it says, I apologize, but I don't have enough information to answer that question accurately. I recommend reaching out to our support team at support@flourished.studio.com. That way it'll put the user in contact with an actual human. And then finally, I'm going to add number five, use very few emojis, because sometimes these chatbots like to use emojis in their responses, and I'm not a big fan of that. And especially when I'm encouraging it to be bubbly and personable, it's going to add even more emojis. So we want to reduce the amount of emojis that it uses. That's just my preference. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so that is our new custom instruction prompt. It provides lots of details and it gives examples so that the chatbot knows exactly what to say. Now, this isn't a perfect instruction prompt, and it will evolve with time as you learn exactly how you want the chatbot to respond, as you're monitoring the chat log for your specific business. And you'll always be adjusting this and adding in new things or removing things to better ensure that you get the perfect response every time for your users. Now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to click Save to Chatbot. You don't have to, because we're still going to test it, but once you're ready, you want to click Save to Chatbot to actually push these changes to the chatbot. But whatever changes you make here will actually be live immediately on this test window. Okay, so first let's ask it this preset question that we made in the last video: which plan is best for me? Great, so you can see that it's asking for more context so that it can provide a better answer for the user. It's exactly what we instructed it to do. So let's say my Facebook ad budget is $5,000 per month and I don't currently have any UGC. Great, and so it made a product recommendation here, a service recommendation, and then it provided a link to the website. Now let's ask it a question that is beyond the scope of its training. Will I be able to resell this content? Okay, so cool. So it gives a little bit of context about unlimited usage rights, which is part of the training data. Then it actually instructs the user to contact the support team for more specific details about reselling the content, which is perfect. And it included the support email address here, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Now let's ask it a question that it can't help with, like ice cream. How do I make ice cream? I appreciate your interest in ice cream, but let's focus on how I can help you with your creatives. Perfect. That's exactly what we instructed it to do in the instruction prompt. As you can see, it refocused the conversation back onto Flourish instead of talking about ice cream, saving you valuable credits, just like we asked. All right, there you have it, guys. That is a great instruction prompt for Flourish. But remember that every business is unique, and therefore your instruction prompts will also be unique. This is a great place to start, and you can definitely copy some of these lines, but make sure you customize it for your individual business. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and if you have any questions about how to use Chatbase, then leave a comment and we will get back to you. If you want to learn more about Chatbase, then watch this video where we go through all of the different unique ways that people are currently using Chatbase to power their businesses. And if you want to watch a video where I break down all of the different models in depth so you can find out which one is best for you, then watch this video. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.